Yeah, and that's how I woke up.
So what did you do?
I did what I had to do. I took the belt off my neck, I found my keys, and I got out of there.
Oh my God, that's wild.
Yeah, family reunions, am I right?
Only your
Oh,
family.
shit.
Oh,
Hey, welcome back to Unpopular Opinion with Schaafy and Pals. I'm Schaafy, joined as always by Jenni G, who didn't tell me that we were recording. How you doing, Jenni G?
doing good, doing good.
That's good. That's good. Hey, I wanted to start this episode off by welcoming all of our fans and friends and the Schaafy Unpop crews and everybody, and just say, hey, I know that we've been taking a little bit of extra time off. It's kind of funny. We have been recording episodes. They're not up to par,
No.
and that is on par for what our unpopular opinion is going to be today. But I just want to let you guys know that it's not our fault. We have absolutely been recording things, and we're just not going to put it out because we get crazy.
Yeah.
We get some crazy things. But I wanted to give a quick recap of who we are and where we came from, because a lot of people, we don't do that every single episode.
No.
We just go in and start talking. So
Mhm.
I'm Schaafy. This is Jenni G. Many of you know us, but for those of you who do not, we were in kindergarten together in the 80s here in Tacoma, Washington. So we were born here in Tacoma. You're born in Tacoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, born in Tacoma myself. In fact, our kindergarten picture, I put it in a frame. I framed
love
it. It's right above Jenni G's head. She's right in there, front and center. And then I'm wearing the Star Wars Millennium Falcon T-shirt over there. And we got some other friends some listeners who were actually in that kindergarten class as well.
Mhm.
And really, this is just a show about nothing, kind of unpopular opinions that are popular.
Mhm.
But we want to kind of weed out assholes and etc. So we put together this little show, and we have been trying our best to put out a really great product. We love all and value all of the responses that we're getting from folks, and we get the emails and
Mhm.
on the Instagram and the comments on the Spotify and the YouTube, and we just really, really appreciate all of that. What do you got? What's your energy check right now, Jenni G?
Um,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I did some traveling the last few
Oh my
days.
gosh, where'd you go?
Oh, and today I went to Dungeness Bay,
Dungeness Bay
and
is the
then
home of the crabs.
we were going to check out the lighthouse, but because I am
Oh,
like the worst at like mapping, I ended up on the wrong side.
oh, of the bay.
Yeah, like we're on the lighthouse is on the other side. We're literally looking at it from the other side. I was like, and then I looked and I was like,
The
oh,
tour starts here,
yeah,
and you can see it. Like as you
yeah.
can see,
So
there's the lighthouse.
yeah, and it closed at 5, so we missed it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the lighthouse is going anywhere.
No, but still, it was a bummer. But we stopped at some,
Fair enough.
did some antique shopping, so that's been fun.
Oh, yes, you brought me a little game. She got
Yes,
me a gift.
yes,
And
classic
I
80s.
never know what to do with my hands when somebody gives me a
I
gift.
love
I
it.
appreciate it. It was
I
a
love
great
it.
little board game, and I'm going to play it
Yes,
with
great
my
80s
rabbit.
game. Great
Yeah,
80s game.
I'm excited.
How have you
Thank you
been?
so much. I've been really, really well.
Hmm.
I went on the golf excursion of a lifetime a
Yes,
couple
you
weeks back to
did.
Idaho. I golfed the Coeur d'Alene Resort.
Yes.
It had a floating green on it where the green is like an island.
Yeah, and don't
And
forget to brag about that caddy.
that caddy was
Love
incredible.
that.
We had a caddy. It's the first time I've ever golfed that had a caddy, like a real
Yeah, like a
caddy
real one, yeah.
that spots your balls and tells you your line, and he helps you find your ball in the woods, and
Mhm.
he tells you what club, and he's just witty banter, and he's funny, and it was a great experience. It was
Yeah.
just really cool. We had a good time with that. I did an escape room with my youngest, and that was really cool. And I met a lady.
You
Oh,
did,
what's
you
I gotta hit
did.
the swing. What happened?
I love it.
Shafi met a lady.
Mhm.
I met a lady, and I'm not going to get into any deets on the lady, but just know that I'm smiling ear to ear.
Yes.
It's really cool. I'm not going to tell you her name, but you know what I will tell you is that she listened to the podcast.
How did she feel?
She agreed with us.
Oh.
She loved our points of view, and I sent her the link, and I was like, I need you to listen to this.
Yeah.
And it was the one on dating and
Oh.
the three non-negotiables,
Yeah.
because we had been talking for a little bit of time, and she has hit the three non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And so I wanted her to hear it.
Yeah.
and just so she can kind of get an idea.
Did
And I'm
she
like,
pick up on it when she was like watching
yes,
it?
she did, and she
I
concurred,
love that.
and
Good.
she concurred. She's probably going to listen to this episode.
Yes.
I'm very
I'm
confident she
playing.
will.
Yes.
So hello, mystery lady.
Hello, hello.
Hello from the show. You know who you are, and I appreciate you.
Yes.
And that's me getting caught up, and that's
And
the
I'm
cool.
very, very excited for you.
Thank you. I because it's just me, Dustin, and I here,
Yeah.
and we need somebody else to eat the carrots.
Yes.
It's we've been working hard. Things are going good, and it's just time. I just kind of felt like it was
Yeah.
time. So
I love that for you.
incredible, and how it just thank you. I appreciate that. How it just happens, and when it happens kind of magically like that, it's a good
Yeah.
feeling. And when you're reading the same book and you're on the same chapter
Yeah.
and you're going with the flow and you're not necessarily trying to rush into anything, but you're not making emotional decisions, you're making decisions that have emotion that are backed up by data.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing. But I'll also show your emotions and
Yeah.
be a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the quick catch up. Again, we have a really good show planned
Mhm.
for everybody, but before we get into it, we got to have the legal department. So before we dive in, you know the drill. Our opinions are just that, opinions. They change, they evolve. And honestly, that's kind of the whole point of today's show. If you disagree, hit us up in the comments, but keep it respectful. These are not the opinions of our employers, and this is a comedy fiction podcast. As always, I'm Schaafy. This is Jenni G. We're going to hit that catchy theme song.
Unpopular Opinion, that's the name of the show. Hosted by Schaafy and Jenni G, don't you know? We'll have a heart-to-heart, so tune in and subscribe. It's Unpopular Opinion and a hell of a vibe. Love it or dislike it, it's all just the same, because Unpopular Opinion is there in the name.
People are like, he met somebody?
I know. They probably can't wait to hear the story.
We're not. That's not the purpose of today's.
No,
episode.
not at all. Not at all.
I'm going to tell you later, but yeah, I kind of told you Jenni G came over the other day, and before we get into the unpopular opinion, and we were just kind of talking about show ideas because that's what we do. We like to prep, and we came up with the idea for this show because we were kind of like, man, we've done some episodes that we haven't released. Who gave us a microphone?
I know. Yeah.
We were like laughing. I was barbecuing some chicken. We were making some macaroni.
Yeah.
We were making a little salad. We were hanging out. The next day, I got stung by a bee or a wasp. There was a wasp nest that was being built by our door. I'm surprised that you didn't get it too. I got stung by it. Don't worry. I took care of it.
Oh, good.
There is no more wasp nest next to the door. But we were talking about this show, and we were talking about, and I was having this change of heart. So we should just get into it. Today's episode is a little different, and we're back on script, by the way, folks. What we wanted to do is we wanted to take the best of both worlds, right? We wanted to take the coolness of our freestyle videos that we do, because let's be honest, it's fun, it's witty, it's catchy, it flows. It almost goes a little bit too quick, right? But what are we missing? We're missing the knowledge and the fact-based references and etc. The things that I spent time and hours writing. So I try to do both of them today. We did write up a nice little script for this. So I will be reading some things, but we're also going to freestyle like we always do. So today's episode, a little different. Usually I'm defending a hill that I'm willing to die on.
Yeah.
And today I'm packing up my tent. I'm moving to a completely different hill. All right.
Yeah.
So here it is. Unpopular opinion. People should change. In fact, it is an absolute necessity to constantly work on yourself, grow, and develop. Jenni G, give us your initial thoughts on change and growth. And go.
Okay, well, so going back to our previous episode, we were talking, and this is what we were talking about, because we both watch our episodes and we kind of reflect on them, and I whatever comes out of my mouth, it just flies out of my mouth.
Right.
Like, I don't have like that thought process to like think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. It literally just comes right out.
We've noticed that, and we've been meaning to talk to you about that.
But so I feel like So I feel like for your growth comment, because I know where you're going to go with this,
Right.
like I feel like it was one, yes, you're 100% like don't have to tell like your journey if you're losing weight, how you lost weight.
Right.
I feel like where that triggered you was the fact that they had brought up the fact that they were not drinking and that's why they had lost the weight.
Right.
So,
Well, you're helping me prove my point, and it's because I need to issue an official apology.
yeah.
So remember our body modifications episode,
Yes.
folks. It was literally the last one that we
Yeah.
posted,
Yeah, yeah.
right? We've done a couple episodes in between. Then we're just
Yeah, we're like, maybe we should kind of
Maybe
like not say some things.
shots fired
Yes,
because
100%.
we're trying to protect people. We're not
Yeah.
here to stir up shit. I
No,
get it.
no.
It's unpopular opinion, and there is a certain extent to that.
Yeah.
But I'm
But we don't
also
want people to we don't want people to feel bad about themselves either.
right. Well,
So-
and speaking of change, like when I thought about it, I was like, man, because I re-listen. So what I like to do is I like to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I really enjoy putting it on and having it in my ears
Uh-huh.
and not necessarily watching. It turns out that everybody likes to watch it. I thought that was kind of crazy. You watch them.
I watch them.
Right. No, the majority of people do.
But listening to them, I would like to just point out, I say I love that a lot.
I say et cetera,
I
and
am-
literally a lot. We are familiar. We're apologizing to ourselves right now.
Yeah. Growth.
We're growing. Growth.
Yeah.
Hello. It's the name of the game today. I was listening to the body modifications and I'm like, man, I'm wrong. But here's
Not
the thing.
100%.
But we talked about Ozempic and people hiding their weight loss journeys because they felt ashamed. And at the time, I aggressively said, just own it.
Yeah.
Well, I had a massive change of heart on that. I was wrong. And it's not that simple, just own it.
Yeah.
And judging how people handle their own medical or personal journeys just isn't none of our business, really. And realizing that made me think about how terrified people are of changing their minds or of admitting that they've evolved. And I just felt gross. And
Well, I
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Well, because you're viewing it as you were like saying like, if you're on Ozempic, just own it. You're on Ozempic and just
Right.
say it instead of. But that's not really where that was stemming from. That was stemming
Right.
from somebody coming at you saying that they lost a bunch of weight because they had stopped drinking.
They stopped drinking.
But for you, like that was a struggle for you. So
Right.
for somebody to just kind of come out, oh, I stopped drinking and lost all this weight, and then you
Right.
see them the following week drinking.
Right.
That you took like it was a long time for you to stop and like. And it was
Lots
hard.
of
It was
work.
it was hard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was a journey for you. So
And I'm
I kind of
lucky.
feel like that's kind of like a kick in the face and kind of like it's kind of like for me, like I lost weight, right? I worked
Yeah.
out. I
Like
worked
80
out.
pounds or something.
I lost
Yeah.
I lost 80 pounds, but I worked out all the time. Like
Right.
I didn't get the lap band. I didn't get gastric bypass surgery.
Right. Which
So
are all effective options. And,
It's our-
and if you get it, get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But for somebody to go like, oh, I lost 80 pounds and I was at the gym working out all the time when they really were
When they weren't.
when they had gastric bypass surgery or
Right.
a lap band and they only
Right.
had to eat 500 calories a day.
Right. So
So
it almost kind of
it's
feels
like,
like
a kick in the face for somebody that worked hard and
yeah. And so we do want it's not that we want you to own it and just fess up and tell it,
Yeah.
but
Don't
don't
bullshit.
bullshit. Right. Yeah. There it is.
like
Yeah,
no bullshit.
Don't bullshit. And so for a while there I was like, wait, are we doubling down on this again? And I'm like, no, it's just don't bullshit it.
Yeah, yeah.
And make us feel it's some sort of it's a form of gaslighting in some way, and I can't
Yeah.
really pinpoint it, and it is what it is.
Yeah. But no,
you know-
of course, like you don't have to go, I lost 500 or 100 pounds because I got the gastric bypass
Yeah.
surgery. You don't have to announce it to the world.
Yeah,
But don't go and make it like somebody that put in hard work and, make them feel like, oh, I lost 100 pounds
Right.
because I
like
I was working out too. Or
it's almost like stealing their credit
yeah,
for, and you guys both got the same results.
yeah, exactly.
and in certain
Mhm.
aspects, you just did it different ways, but
Yeah.
you're trying to piggyback on their way. I don't know to make it look cooler. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
don't
I
know.
felt. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, I don't want to invade anybody's privacy or, their HIPAA or,
Yeah.
I just, it's, and you don't have to own it. And if you
No.
want to keep it secret, then please do.
Yeah.
If you want to shout it from the mountain, then please do.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're saying. And I just felt like I was going both feed in on kind of being aggressive about it and
Yeah.
saying, and I'm
I
just
was
really sorry.
chuckling.
It
I was
wasn't.
honestly, when I watched the episode, I just laughed the whole time because I was just like, "Oh man, that comes out so."
I
Ah,
was like, right. Well, and I kind of want to get on my soapbox for a little bit because in today's world, the pressure to choose a side and stick to it permanently is higher than ever.
mhm.
And this is, people not being able to change,
Yeah.
right? And here is how society routinely punishes growth and views changing your mind as a weakness. So, as you know, on Schaafy Unpop, when we're doing a scripted episode, we
Yeah.
we typically have 3 talking points, and
Mhm.
I'll give you these 3 talking points, or maybe even 4 talking points, and you can tell me if they're bullshit or if we're full of shit, if we're
Yeah.
bullshitting ourselves, or if it's something that you agree with.
Yeah.
And one of the first things about why I feel that it's so tough for some people to change nowadays, and it's a political label, and it's called the flip flopper.
Yeah.
Right. So, in politics and public life, changing a stance based on new data or shifting societal norms is rarely praised as evolution. Instead, is weaponized by opponents as flip flopping, a lack of conviction, or political opportunism. The system rewards rigid consistency over intellectual honesty. And we see this all the time. People
Mhm.
stick to their guns so hard, even though they're blatantly wrong.
Yeah.
And even though the science or the data does not back up at any shape or form
Yeah.
what they're saying,
But sometimes people are because of somehow somebody else is going to view them. Like it's somebody
100%.
else's opinion. It's going to be that's the issue.
That's the issue. And so they just stick to it so hardcore that they ignore all of the intellectual honesty and
Yeah.
all of the facts, but they just have to stick to their guns, and they don't want to be viewed as this political flip-flopper,
Yeah.
right? I stand by what I stand by. Okay, well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, where's the growth?
Mhm.
Remember when we had an episode and I said, why don't people just say I don't know anymore? Maybe
Mhm.
that was the one
Yeah.
that Roro was on, that
Yeah.
Rochelle came on. And I
Mhm.
was like, I just don't get it, because you guys are both bumping heads here,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to just say I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to prove your point, whether you're
Mhm.
right or you're wrong, and it's typically the people that are wrong that are shouting louder.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's embarrassing, and that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, there's no growth here.
Mhm.
It's willingness to go backwards,
Yeah.
and that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And I get it, because people, social media, and this is kind of the second talking point, the internet has created these receipts culture,
Yeah.
right? So social media has created a permanent digital archive of who we used to be. So if someone changes their perspective on a social, cultural, or personal issue, platforms like X, formerly
Yeah.
Twitter, which we were kicked
Yeah.
off of, yeah,
Yeah.
or TikTok, they'll instantly dig up these receipts, posts from 5
Yeah.
or
10 years ago.
10
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
right? And they'll dig these up to expose the contradiction.
Yeah.
So instead of celebrating that the person actually grew,
Yeah.
society uses their past self to invalidate their current reality.
Yeah. Well,
And
you see that happen with stars all the time. Where
all
they'll
the
dig
time.
out, they'll dig out something that they did like 10 years ago, and it's kind of like, why are you even bringing that up? That's not even who I am anymore.
Why are you bringing up
That
old
was,
shit?
that was 10 years ago. Like, I'm not
Bringing
even
up
that
old
person
shit.
anymore.
I'm not that person.
Yeah.
If Britney Spears can get through 2008, we can get through anything. But yeah, and people hold Britney to that.
Yeah.
And like, well, she's crazy because of 2008. She freaking shaved her head and hit a police car with an umbrella.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she still is, and we all love Britney
Brittany's a bad
Spears.
example because she's
Fair
still
enough.
crazy.
Well,
She's still batshit crazy.
We are fans of Britney on the
Very
show.
much so. Love her to
And
death.
she's getting the help that she needs,
Yes.
and that's good. When you got
Yeah.
the means and you're able to get it, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, a bad example for Britney, but that's the thing, is that social media will dig that up, and
Yeah.
people are always the first one. It's so crazy. I see this in politics a lot, that we're actually seeing it with a candidate in Texas named James Tirico, who has some really good views, and he's running as under the Democratic ticket, and he's up against this Republican guy, and all they just did is they just went to all of his socials for the past 5 years, and they tried to dig up
and dig
things.
up everything.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, you're this and you're that," and
Mhm.
he explained it. He goes, "That's what you got. Now you have to go and dig up all this stuff."
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm growing,
Yeah.
and I'm getting better. And if that's what you got, you're in trouble,
Yeah.
because you can't
That's
find
not who I
anything.
am today.
Right? It's not who I am, and let me
Yeah.
explain why, and let me prove, and let me show you.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible that that's what they go to.
Well, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's like pointing out, like, hey, like this is what I thought then, but this is
Sure.
not who I am now, and this is
Right.
what my views are now.
And it's data driven, and here's the
Yeah.
reason why. And I was
Mhm.
able to see the errors, and here's where I'm at. I
Yeah.
grew, and that's what life is all about. That's really the meaning of life, is to
It
grow.
really is. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
So when content creators, artists, or public figures like we're talking about, they shift their styles, brand, or beliefs, audiences often take it as a personal betrayal.
Yeah.
And this is another reason why people are kind of afraid to change. And then we
Yeah.
call it the sellout accusation,
Yeah.
right? And we've talked about this before. Evolution is frequently labeled as selling out or being fake,
Mhm.
forcing creators into a box where they feel pressured to keep catering into the status quo of their original fan base rather than following their own beat. Remember, we brought this up on the music, art, and the one genre dumbass episode
Yeah.
when we talked about Metallica,
Yeah.
right? And Metallica shaved their head,
Yeah.
or not? They cut their hair.
Well, they cut their hair and they stopped drinking.
They cut their hair. They stopped drinking.
Yeah.
They got divorced,
Mhm.
and people all of a sudden flipped out.
Yeah.
And I would hear people say that they don't like their music after they cut their hair.
Yeah.
The two things have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, not at all.
And I would look at people that said that, and I would say, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Their music is changing because they're growing.
Yeah.
They don't have to have their hair. Their hair has nothing to
Yeah.
do with it. Put them in a freaking wig, cut all their hair off,
Yeah.
grow it twice as long. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Their music is evolving because they're evolving as musicians.
Mhm.
They're getting older. They're going through different life experiences. Maybe they don't want to drink and party and
Yeah.
sex and drugs and rock and roll anymore.
Yeah.
And they want to become a bigger, better, more influential band and
Yeah.
reach out to more people.
Yeah.
They want to grow.
Yeah.
You don't want to grow.
Yeah.
You're stuck and you're pigeonholed in this, the first 3 or 4 albums, and you're just sitting back there and you think that they're wrong for it.
Yeah.
My unpopular opinion is that you're wrong for it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
they're such a sellout, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. And Metallica, they would go, yeah, we sell out every seat in the house every time we play.
Mhm.
Right. And that's the big thing, because people who chose to grow with them
Yeah.
grew with their music, and to find appreciation and things like that, it's huge.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. But sometimes, a lot of times for change, sometimes you're leaving people behind. So I feel like I don't know, just kind of depends on like what kind of change you're going through. So change is tough for some people.
It is tough for some people. It's one of the toughest things to deal with,
Mhm.
especially because you have to leave people behind.
Yeah.
You're going to build this new road.
Yeah.
And my thought process and what I like to do was I like to take the bricks that I had before, and some
Yeah.
of these are going to be broken bricks,
Yeah.
and I'm going to use them to build my
Build-
new road.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of other bricks there, and those represent people
Yeah.
and experiences and situations and etc.
Yeah.
Right?
Or it's
That-
really taking out the broken bricks and just putting in the good ones.
And putting in the good ones, and and fixing some of the bricks,
Yeah.
because you don't have to remove all of the broken bricks, but you can fix it, because that's
Yeah.
like repairing relationships, etc.
I like
So-
that.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's kind of my whole mantra right now is,
Yeah.
building the road with some of the old bricks, but repairing them and
Yeah.
to making them road worthy again.
Yeah.
And one of your roadblocks is that you have to let go of people,
Yeah.
and you have to let go of situations, and it's really tough. You'll
Yeah.
always hear me ask anytime I'm like, hey, you want to give something up that you've been doing for a long time, and it's typically, poisoning yourself or
Yeah.
whatever it is. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you, what are your roadblocks?
Yeah.
You heard me talk about it in the Sobriety is Sexy episode.
Mhm.
I knew the 7 days when I quit drinking on October 28th of 2023, I knew the next 7 times that were going to be the biggest roadblocks for me to
Yeah.
get over, for me to grow and change and keep this going. Because if
Yeah.
I didn't get over these roadblocks, I wasn't going to grow. I wasn't going
Yeah.
to change. But I knew that navigating through that road was going to be extremely difficult. But if I can get through those 7 days over this course of
Yeah.
this 3-month period, right? And it was 7 special occasions essentially that I,
Yeah.
for the past 15 years, had
Were-
drank every single time,
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like that
That
was
like
scheduled.
guaranteed
It was scheduled
drinking.
drinking days.
Yeah.
Like I knew that was it was going to be a bottle and then some,
Mhm.
etc. So I knew that. So find out what your roadblocks are, and that's just my unsolicited advice: is to, if you want to change and you want to grow, then, and you want to progress, then you got to figure out what roadblocks are in the way.
Yeah.
Right. If you're trying to, like a plant, they have some of those plants or fish in a fish tank that's not big enough for them. They can't grow. They grow to the size of their environment.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe you need to expand your environment.
Yeah.
And maybe that's going to require you to let go some of the people that are holding you back as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, message.
Love it.
Yeah. And kind of segueing into, because that's a lot in your personal life.
Yeah.
Right. When we go into your corporate life, there's also this decisiveness bias. And I can understand, because I've recently had an experience in this. In the professional world, leadership is often equated with unwavering certainty. A manager who says, I was wrong, let's pivot based on this new information, is often unfairly perceived as weak, indecisive, or incompetent. While a leader who stubbornly drives a failing project into the ground is sometimes praised for having grit. Which is so crazy to me.
Yeah, that's wild.
It for me, it's the opposite. I'm like, man, this person is not trying to grow, not trying to change. We have established that way of work is not going to get results.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I see this all the time with people that get kind of stuck in their rut. They've been doing the same job for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're stuck with those are the old ways.
Yeah.
There's 20 different ways to do something.
Well, and now with the internet, we have to be more competitive. Like, customer service has to be way better. Like,
you have to accept newly learned ideas. You can't stay in your rut. You have to grow. You have to progress. You can't be this seasoned veteran that only has one way of doing things. And, I can give you an example of recently where I had to admit that I was wrong. I'm in a leadership capacity in my professional life now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been a whirlwind, and it's been incredible. I'm not the road dog anymore. I'm not by myself on the road. I'm responsible for a numerous people's success and their growth in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a conversation with some of the teammates, and we got onto a subject, and I felt that one of the teammates was being extremely dismissive of my example that I had, which was a real life example of something in our industry that I had happen multiple times.
Yeah.
And the person said, well, I never had that happen, so that's not going to happen to me. And I said, you're being extremely, and I got very stern.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, you're being extremely dismissive. That's uncalled for.
Yeah.
I need you to listen to what I'm saying right now, because this happened on multiple occasions, and I'm going to give you examples because you're going to hold everybody else back.
Yeah.
The way that I did that was wrong. As a leader, you need to have tact. You need to identify that you can't teach or lead the same way with each individual person.
Yeah.
They all require different levels of
100%.
Of leadership, right? And so my stern, because I was not stern and fair, it was 100% stern.
Yeah.
You need to be 50% stern, 50% fair.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was all on the other, one side of the scale.
Yeah.
And I sat back, and it didn't necessarily get the result that I wanted in that one person.
Yeah.
It made other people in there feel uncomfortable. People had not seen me do that.
Yeah.
Going full rhino.
Yeah.
I delivered my message, gave my examples. I separated myself from the room. I went into my office, and I sat there, and I replayed it, and I asked myself where I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I felt dirty.
Yeah.
And I said, that was not right. That's not the leader that you need to be. You need to say something about it.
Yeah.
So I took a deep breath, because admitting that you're wrong is tough.
Especially when you are the leader.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I took a gulp, and I said, you know what? I understand why I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I approached the person in earshot of everyone else.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I want to talk about what happened.
Yeah.
And this person said, oh, back there. And I go, right. That was wrong of me. And I want to wholeheartedly tell you why it was wrong.
Yeah.
That's not my character. I'm not this stern person.
Yeah.
And that I wasn't meeting you. I felt that you were being extremely dismissive of my idea. And instead of me explaining that I felt you're being dismissive, I basically yelled at you for it.
Yeah.
I apologize. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Here's again why I felt that you were being dismissive. I explained the examples again, and I should have met your dismissiveness. I should have met what you were saying
Yeah, yeah.
and kind of got your side of it.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what you've seen in that situation? And we took my idea with their idea and we kind of melded it together and we actually found common ground.
Good.
And I didn't feel some type of way about it. And we actually started laughing and it like opened up a good conversation. We were able to move forward and we actually created a process for when this example arises in our industry and the whole team can hear it. I'm like, okay, folks, so here's what we're looking at now. When somebody asks you about this, here's our say and do. And it just takes a little bit of just sucking it up and saying, you know what, you're wrong as a leader. And a lot of times we see leaders that are just so afraid to do that because that means that they think that they're going to be called like weak. And that and I didn't feel that at all. I was like, no, I'm strong because I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. So that's my little recent example of giving up, really just give yourself up. And say, I'm sorry and I'm wrong and admit it and it will change your life.
I feel like I have to say that a lot because I have no filter, so it flies out. So sometimes I'm like, did I say that?
Hey, sometimes you just got to do it. And if you got to do it all the time like Jenni G, do it. If you got to do it, once a quarter
I have to like
Schaafy,
reevaluate what I say sometimes. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, that's okay. We're human. We're going to err. But I want to shift over to Jenni's Corner. Jenni's Corner, come on down, we can. I love that.
Yes.
We theme song pending. We're gonna have a little jingle that I'm gonna hit the button, and it's gonna say something like,
I love that.
Yeah. Jenni's Corner, come on down, we can.
And I was like, I say that a lot, but I'm gonna go. I want to just clear the Ozempic thing up again one more time because I just want to say you were not wrong. Like I see the point you're saying of how you feel like you're wrong because of how you came across it. But the fact of how it was brought to you, I don't feel like your feelings are not wrong. Like, does that make sense?
Oh, I like that. And this is something that...
Because like you were wrong in the sense of how you put it out there, but you're not wrong for your feelings on it.
100%. And I love that.
Because I have like, for me, like we have totally different views on alcohol, right? Like, so for the way that we talk about how you used to go out and drink, that's my starter for me going out and hanging out with my friends.
Right.
Like, I don't, like, so for me, like, when we talk about it, I'm just like, kind of like, wow, like, because I have a friend going through that, right? Like, right now at the same time.
Currently, you do have a friend that's struggling.
Unfortunately, I have to let go. She's not going to, you know what I mean? Like, so that's, you know what I mean? I have to move forward.
And until that person can grow and progress, then, you have to separate yourself. That's a roadblock in your life.
And that's kind of like exactly a roadblock in my life. That's a brick that I'm going to have to leave behind.
Yes, I agree. That's great. It's tough. Toughest thing in the world to do.
Yeah. Right. But I just kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't think that you were wrong. I feel like the reasoning behind it is valid.
Well, and I appreciate that. And of course, you're Jenni G, so you're always going to have my back.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, the fact of the matter is nobody has to really say, like, with that, for the whole segment, like, nobody has to say, like, oh, I did this to lose weight or whatever. Like, it doesn't even matter. You don't even have to explain how you lost weight. It doesn't even matter. Like, whoever sees you just should support you. And you look amazing. Like, why do you have to go into a whole background of why you lost weight? Like, there's no
just
reason.
Leave the BS at
You
home.
don't have to. Like, there's no reasoning behind it. Like, if you want to, like, give out that extra information, like, it doesn't really matter.
I agree with you.
Because some people lose weight because of health reasons, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody doesn't want to go around and spread it, like, if they have cancer, like, you know what I mean? Like, going through chemo, they don't want to tell. And I've had friends do that. Like, I've had friends go through chemo and lose their hair or cut their hair off. And it was kind of like, oh, she cut her hair. Why did she cut her hair? Her hair was so gorgeous. And it's kind of like, they're not going to go back and go, like, to explain to everybody, unfortunately, right now I have cancer. I'm going through chemo. I had to cut my hair off. Right. Like, it's kind of like, that's her, I don't know.
It's never anybody's business.
It's nobody's ever, And so everybody's going to have their own, opinion.
Yes, they will.
Let them have their opinion.
Sometimes it's unpopular and sometimes it's popular.
Well, let them have their opinion.
So
I feel like it's just kind of like who you surround yourself with. So as you're growing, if those people don't want to grow with you, then leave them behind because you're going to find more people in your future. Like, so.
Here's where I agree with you. Okay. So I agree with you that because you're opening my eyes, right? I still do feel that I was wrong, right? And it's the right thing to apologize because on the invasion of privacy sector.
Yeah, yeah.
What I do like that you said is that, and this is advice that one of my older sisters gave me years ago, and she said, Schaafy, your feelings are never wrong.
Yeah.
Your thought process behind the way you feel is. If something makes you feel sad, that's not wrong. That's sad.
Yeah.
But if you think that something is making you sad because of X,
yeah,
that might be wrong.
Yeah.
Your feeling isn't wrong. Your feelings are never wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So I appreciate that. And I love you. Thank you so much because that makes me feel a lot better about what we're doing here. And so we still are delivering a good message.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to redact the part about invading people's privacy.
Yeah.
So
and just be yourself is the whole point of it. Was just be yourself and it's okay to be comfortable with yourself.
I love that as a segue. Great Jenni's Corner. Way to go, Jenni G. It wasn't necessarily that tough for me to give you the floor just now, but I kept wanting to like hop in, and I'm like,
look at me evolving.
And I was like, just shut up, and it's Jenni's Corner.
I love it. And look, I kept talking instead of just shutting up.
Yeah, no, that was great. That was great. The people at home are like, we need more Jenni G.
I love it.
But no, it's a great segue for the heart to heart. And the heart to heart today is simple. Give yourself and others the grace to be a work in progress. If you're the exact same person with the exact same rigid opinions that you had 5 years ago, you aren't paying attention. Growth requires letting go of old perspectives. And I want to encourage the listeners and the viewers to look at something they've changed their minds on recently. And if you have the gall to stand up and say, you know what, I was able to change, give yourself a pat on the back. Or on the flip side of that coin, start looking at some of the things that maybe you should change. Maybe you have some opinions or morality things that are going on that some of your friends and family and people that are important to you don't agree with you on. Maybe take a look at that. Maybe dive in depth. Maybe read about it a little bit. Maybe Google it. Maybe look it up. Maybe talk to somebody. Maybe sit down and ask for others' opinions on why they're at arms with you on that and why they don't see eye to eye. And maybe you can grow from it. Maybe you can see a different perspective. But my encouragement and my challenge to you is don't just stick around with the same ideology that you've had for the past 20 years, because it might be wrong. And if a lot of people who you're close to see it opposite, you might be wrong. I've done a complete 180 with my life. I used to fly off the handle, and I was always moody and sad. And somehow through the years of therapy, I've discovered a new me. And I appreciate those that gave me grace. And I just want to tell you something. I actually had the opportunity. I had somebody at my work come in the other day, and they're working on a project. They're allowing me to help out with a project. And I thanked that person. I said, I just want to tell you, you're somebody who, you and your family gave me a lot of grace when I was at my worst. And you encouraged me, and sometimes you enabled me, but you also were very honest with me about my bullshit.
Yeah.
They never gave up on me.
Mm-hmm.
And they are also some of the people that are the most proud to see me succeed.
Yeah.
Because they saw me at my worst. They helped me.
Yeah.
They helped me when I was struggling,
mm-hmm.
and they've helped me get to where I'm at. And now that I'm plateauing and et cetera, they're helping me there. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Those are the bricks that are the good bricks. They're not broken bricks.
Yeah.
That you got to take the good ones that are sturdy.
Yeah.
Right. That can hold the weight. They've been carrying you.
Yeah.
Those are the bricks you got to build your road with.
Yeah.
But I just really appreciate those that gave me grace as I battled my demons.
Yeah.
And speaking of demons, have you ever wanted to pay someone money to scare you?
Is this our segue to the product of the week?
This is our segue to the product of the week.
I love it. I love it.
The product of the week, I actually brought it up earlier, but I didn't tell you anything about it. I didn't say anything. So I'm just going to be flat out. Okay. I'm going to have a little freestyle moment with you really quickly. The product of the week is the escape room. So I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this escape room was. And I'm going to give you the plug right now. So, yesterday, because yes, today is Sunday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Saturday, right? Schaafy's.
You had a long day yesterday.
It was an incredibly long day.
Yeah.
It went so long.
An incredible long but amazing day for you.
Incredibly long and amazing day.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody that was involved.
I love it.
So, my youngest and I went to an escape room. We have been talking about going to an escape room since January.
Yeah.
Okay. A few weeks ago, we were researching escape rooms because we were like, okay, we're ready.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. And we found Escape Hour in Gig Harbor. That's what it's called, Escape Hour. They also have an Escape Hour in Ruston Way. The one in Ruston is pirate themed, like Pirates of the Caribbean themed.
Yeah.
And they have a couple different rooms that are themed around the Pirates of the Caribbean. They're down there on Ruston Way. They're right next to the sea. That makes complete sense. Right. So the one in Gig Harbor, the best way for me to describe it would be fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Right. And horror and holiday.
Yeah.
So they have like 4 or 5 different escape rooms. Okay. And they have a really popular one that's like their most popular. It's seasonal. It's called Krampus. Everybody loves the story of Krampus. We didn't do this one, but that's definitely on the list. There was people going into that one and people lined up for that one when we left. We did the one called The Cabin.
Okay.
So I'm not going to get into all the details because I want you to go experience this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to freaking tell you, when we got in our game master, our escape room master was named Mia. Shout out to Mia. They don't know that I do a podcast. They don't know anything about, right? This is a free plug for them.
Yeah.
This was really cool. Let me kind of backtrack. It was really simple to sign up on their website, Escape Hour in Gig Harbor, and they have one in Ruston. It was very simple. It broke down all of the stories. You can read the entire story. It was like 3, 4, 5 pages.
A little preview.
And you read the backstory of what you're going to do. Right.
Okay.
And so my daughter and I sat down. We read that a few weeks ago. That's why we read them and we were like, this one sounds so cool.
Yeah.
The Cabin, right? So this is one, it's like a horror-based one. It's basically a cabin in the woods. And so when Mia was setting us up and she was talking about like what to expect, and she was very thorough, and I really liked the fact that she gave us a very important piece of advice, which was like, look, you don't have to force anything in here. Because as you know, Schaafy's nickname is the Rhino. I'm wearing my Rhino shirt right now. Like, I have a tendency where I will push through.
Panic and like push things really hard.
It's not even about a panic. It's just like, look, I'm gonna open this door.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get the door open. Right. Yeah. Just rip it off its thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that Mia pointed that out. Because I kept that in my mind. Like, you don't, and I would say it out loud.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to force anything here. We don't have to force anything.
That reassurance.
Right. If you can't unlock it, we have the wrong code.
Yeah.
Not the lock doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right. So we go into the room. The lights are off. Okay. And it's not just one room.
Yeah.
I, in my mind, thought, number one, this is expensive. Just to get locked in one room.
Yeah.
I had no clue what I was way wrong.
It's multiple rooms. You have to
It's
escape
multiple.
one room to
You
get
have
to
to
another
escape.
room.
It was the whole cabin, the shed, the thing. Like, it was incredible. And there was just one little light on the ground.
Yeah.
And as soon as they closed the door and everything was locked, my daughter goes, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Oh my God.
Because it was so scary.
We're watching Blue's Clues tonight.
We couldn't see each other. I'm like reaching for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? And then when I found the light in the bucket, there was a light in the bucket. I'm kind of giving
so they give you a flashlight?
Well, there's flashlights in there, yeah, because you have to be able to see. You have to find everything.
Oh.
So when I found the first light,
Yeah.
okay, and I grabbed it, I was like, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
I knew. I had an overwhelming sense of confidence.
You're like, we got this.
And here's the thing. And then that confidence was immediately shattered because they interact with you.
Oh my God, that's
Voices come over the speakers. It talks to you in real time. You could ask it questions. It's the ghost of one of the characters.
Yeah.
And then the person is in there. And I'm just going to give one little spoiler. It's basically the girl from The Ring.
That's kind of
With
cool.
the long black hair.
Yeah.
And the freaking nightie.
It's creepy,
and
but cool.
It's creepy. And she's walking by you. And we screamed. It's giving me real goosies right here to tell you about this. Like, my daughter and I I have never.
Were you like skeptical? Is this like real or is this a doll? Is this real?
Yes,
or a
because
doll?
when you first see it and it comes out of the wall, like it just
appears. So
like,
it's
I don't want to give away too many things about it.
Yeah.
Like, and then
I really have to go do this now.
It
sounds
was
like a lot of fun.
terrifying. It was one, and I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
This was incredible.
It sounds like suspenseful fun.
I had never heard my daughter's terror scream.
Oh.
Because I've just never been around her where somebody's trying to kill her.
How did you feel? What was that feeling like?
Well,
because you know it wasn't like you knew she wasn't in like real danger, but like the fact that she felt like that.
So that's why I would have uncontrollable fits of laughter because I do nervous laughter, right?
Oh, I'm
now
the
here's
same
the thing,
way.
but I screamed so loud with her, so I wanted to show her that this is terrifying.
Yeah.
But there was a part of me. Now, number one, I have a really good imagination.
Yeah.
Right. Look, if you don't have an imagination and you're just a Debbie Downer, don't even waste their time.
Yeah.
Look, they want people who can play along and enjoy this, right?
Yeah.
Don't go in there and be like, oh, just shut
and like
up.
Have no reaction.
Yeah.
Just go along with it, grab the book.
Yeah, I could have been watching the game right now. Like, no, listen, this place is interactive. I submersed myself into it because I knew that my daughter was going to as well.
Yeah.
Right. We became these ghost hunters, essentially, right? These paranormal adventurers is who we are.
Okay.
We're paranormal experts, and that's who you are, and you're here to solve this mystery, essentially. So I dove in. I wasn't in an office building park anymore.
Yeah.
I was in the cabin.
Yeah.
Like we were in the yard in the cabin, then we're in the cabin, underneath the cabin, like we had to crawl around, we had to climb things. It was a masterpiece. This thing was so freaking cool. You get 1 hour to do it. We did it in 54 minutes and like 30 seconds. So we had like 6 minutes to spare. We did it.
That's amazing.
And this sense of accomplishment when we figured it out. Like I understand how these things are like super team building because it is terrifying when you're in there and things are coming at you and things are falling and it's just like but you have to solve these clues and these riddles and numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm not good with math. But if you give me a string of numbers, or if I have to, and it's in front of me, I could recite them really quickly. It's kind of, shout out to Kyle Reed at Best Buy. When we worked at Best Buy back in the day, we could memorize SKUs like no other.
I used to be able to do that, but no, not anymore.
And be like, hey, what's the SKU
I can
for
remember
the 55?
I can remember up to like 6 numbers, and after that, it's done.
Boom. So what's the number for the 55-inch Sony? And we'd be like 768-397, right? And we just we knew it. Like we had it memorized in these long SKUs. Shout out to Randy. Randy was able to do that. He still can do that in the parts department for automotive, right? So I'm really good with that.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing that my daughter is really good with it as well.
I love that.
So
she's got your brain.
Oh, well, she's got her own brain.
Well,
but
her
yes,
own
I
brain,
appreciate
but you know
that
what
compliment.
I mean,
right. And so there's little pieces. She gets the best of both her mother and myself.
Love that.
And so she's like, and we're helping each other figure this out because I told her, I was like, look, like we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah. Like
it's gonna happen, but we need to work together so we can get out of here. Like, and don't even worry. Like I know it's scary, but we're gonna get through it. And so when we get out and we're so excited, we're so relieved, and it was like, man, we just spent an hour letting people scare us.
Yeah.
And so we're in the car.
And you paid for it.
And I looked over at her and I said, isn't it weird that we live in a world in 2026 where we can hand over money to people and they will scare us for an hour? And she was like, I never thought about it like that.
And not only that, but you're like, man, this is really expensive. But you're probably thinking at this point, it was worth every penny.
The first thing I said, you're reading my mind. The first thing I said to Mia, our storyteller, our gamekeeper, basically was, wow, at first I was kind of skeptical. That was worth every penny. I actually tipped her. So tip your game person. I asked, they were like, do you have any questions? I was like, do you take tips?
Yeah.
And she was like, yes,
I haven't been to one in like 5 years, so it sounds like they evolved because they didn't have. At Lola Listen, like you had to open things, but we didn't have anybody in the room with us. That would have been way cooler.
When I saw, like, I
love
seen
that, like the
TikToks,
interaction.
I've seen reels on it, and it's like you're locked in a room, and you just have to solve riddles and find the key, which could be fun because solving,
it was totally
trivia
fun.
and all, etc. But no, this was so interactive, and the reason why I loved it so much was because we felt submersed in the movie.
Yeah.
Like it was like a movie.
Yeah. That's
and
super
we
cool.
were in it, and we were the main characters.
Yeah.
And we had to get and solve the thing and save the day. And it's
Isn't that such a good feeling when you get out and then you get out there early?
Feeling.
You're like, I am super smart.
I just loved every second about it. My daughter absolutely loved. We're already planning on going to the other ones. Yep. And I
love it. Are you going to do like a group thing? Or are you going to?
So the group would be cool. Originally, I wanted to do this with my besties, Adam and Ambuleur, right, and their kids, and then which would have been great. And you guys are listening, so sorry we went. I was going to call them both, and I just got busy.
No, I think it's great that you guys got to spend that time together, that quality time, and do it together. Because I don't know, I feel like
I feel like too many people in there would take away from it a little bit. Like it was definitely like a 2-person all day. Like it was incredible.
So when we went, it was a group of 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just remember all of us it was like always 2 of us together, like kind of trying to solve a riddle or solve
little
the problem.
teams.
Yeah. Like it was always 2 of us together.
Yeah.
So
it was just so cool. I think that doing it but I can see like 6 people. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
I want to go and do that with, with my besties and their kids. I want to do that. I want Haley to and really just let the girls do their thing. And but like it was so much fun to be submersed into the movie. So I highly recommend it. That is our product of the week: is go out and do an escape room. Now, clearly, I'm partial because that's the only one I've ever done.
Yeah.
I told them that.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, we're going to try to give you the best experience possible. And I was like, man, and anytime that I get to share this moment in moments like this with either of my girls, either of my kids, it's just so cool. And I just love, I love when I get great customer service, because they just make me look like a rock star, and I just, there's no amount of money that, that's the priceless feeling.
Yeah.
And so go check them out. I tell them Schaafy sent you. They don't know that, just, hey, I heard about you on a podcast, and then give them the link, and then we can get another listener. I don't know, but I highly recommend it. You're ready. I can tell, because
I am already ready. I haven't been in so long, and that sounds like so much fun.
It was a blast. It was, like I said, arguably one of the greatest experiences of my life.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
I love that.
I love it. I didn't say that many times.
No, the ghost. So like it talks to you, and you could ask it for help. I was asking it for help.
Yeah.
And I just thought about it. Like, let me ask the ghost.
Yeah.
Hey, can you help me? And they don't give you the answer, but they give you direction.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't want the ghost to kill us.
Kind of like talking to like a spirit box.
Talking to a spirit box. And so I didn't want the ghost to kill us. So I would say, thank you.
I love how you asked it, like not even knowing if it would even answer you. You're like, wait a second, let's ask the ghost.
Let's ask the ghost. And so I asked it a question, and I was like, thank you. And it goes, you're welcome. But in like that
and like
little
a creepy,
girl, the creepy voice. And I was like,
oh my God, that's amazing.
Even that, it was just like, gives you chills, and it's incredible. So I was creeped out for a while. It was this crazy level of, we just spent an hour with just constantly being bombarded. It's very like a sensatory, like, whoa, like I had never been afraid like that, or let somebody just scare me for an hour.
So
normally
whenever I watch usually like if I watch like a scary movie, I like watch a cartoon afterwards.
Right. Well,
like just to go to sleep, because I'll like watch like and I love murder mysteries.
Sure.
Like, but for whatever reason, you can't sleep at night, so you just pop on a cartoon or a Full House.
Right. And this wasn't an hour where 20 minutes go by and then it scares you again.
Yeah. This is like a consistent,
like you're trapped. You got to get out of this room.
Yeah.
And there was a time where we had got separated because we had to. That was part of the thing. And then they locked me out of the thing. It was like a whole thing. And then I was like, well, this is where I die.
That's kind of cool though, because it kind of like teaches you like how you'd react in like a super like intense situation. Like how quick is your thinking?
So that was one of the things that I was impressed.
Because they do have a panic button. Like if you get too scared and you get like claustrophobic, you have a button that you can push and it immediately opens the door.
Yeah, you can say, okay, hey, look, this is for real. Like, I'm done.
But like, can you imagine like that intense feeling and like continuously like and being able to like bam, like
that was one of the things that I'm very cognizant of what my body and brain are doing when it's going through it, because that's the years of therapy.
Yeah.
And so as I'm under this incredible stress and terror and just, I was actually very clear headed.
Yeah.
And I was solving things, and I was seeing things, and I was still able to think outside of the box.
Yeah.
Later on, I asked my daughter, I said, did you at any point actually feel, because we were both submersed into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know that we were both afraid the entire time.
Yeah.
Because we were being scared. It was worth it. That's the mission accomplished.
For real,
Like mission accomplished for sure.
Yeah.
I go, but did you actually feel like we were going to die?
Yeah.
And she said, I felt that we were safe.
Yeah.
But it was definitely the scariest thing I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And I was like, right. And I was like, but I didn't feel like I was in an office park. I felt like we were at the cabin. And she was like, I felt the same way.
That's
I felt like
cool.
I was at the cabin.
I'm gonna have to take my son, because I swear when he was little, he was probably like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7. We were walking through the woods.
Yeah.
We're going hiking, and he's like, what would you do if there was a velociraptor just coming down, like, and try to swoop you up? Like, and I was like, we're in the woods right now, and you're gonna ask me. You're gonna ask me, what do I do with the velociraptor?
And now you're afraid. And if you listen to our solo hiking is terrifying episode with Fern, then you know that velociraptors don't exist. No, I'm just.
But it was like so funny, because he was already like thinking in his mind, like we're going through a trail, and he's already like thinking, like, what if something was to jump out? Like, he's already like in his mind, like thinking, what would you do? What am I what am I going to jump to? Like,
got a great imagination, and he would be great at the escape room.
I'm gonna have to take him.
Look, you got to take them. Go do it. It's worth every single penny. In retrospect, when I was looking back on it and the money, I was like, you know what? That's actually that was worth it.
Yeah, and money comes and goes anyway. So
yeah, that's fair. And to have that experience, and just like for team building and the bonding, and it was
that's really
top
cool.
top tier. So
I love it.
thank you. We want to thank the Escape Hour. That's our product of the week. Thank you so much.
That was a great product of the week.
Yeah, I agree. That's the end of our show.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
That was a
good.
great show.
We did good.
Yeah, we did.
A little bit of freestyle, a little bit of fact, a little bit of backing up. How are we doing on time? I can't read the little clock down there. I don't know. Looks like it's in the 50-minute section. No, right on par.
Right on par.
We kind of do it. Well, we just want to thank everybody. Make sure you stick around after the theme song, because we're going to play the catchy theme song again, and then we're going to hit the People Are Talking segment. Thank you.
Unpopular Opinion, that's the name of the show. Hosted by Schaafy and Jenni G, don't you know? We'll have a heart-to-heart, so tune in and subscribe. It's Unpopular Opinion and a hell of a vibe. Love it or dislike it, it's all just the same, because Unpopular Opinion is there in the name.
People are talking about people. They see us going to the escape room, baby. People are talking.
Yes.
Jenni G. And true personal growth requires the courage to constantly work on yourself, and crucially, the willingness to change your mind when presented with new perspectives. We live in a world heavy with external noise, where it is incredibly easy to let the opinions of others quietly dictate our values and choices. True individuality means breaking free from that collective cruise control. It's about recognizing when you're being passively influenced by the crowd and choosing instead to interrogate what you actually believe. Stepping away from the status quo can feel isolating, but real fulfillment comes from tuning out the static of societal expectations, embracing your own evolution, and having the strength to march entirely to your own beat. That's our show for today. Go out there, work on yourself. Don't be afraid to change your mind. Stay kind, and as always, stay unpopular.
And a reminder to subscribe and review Instagram at Schaafy Unpop, or email us at schaafyunpop@gmail.com.
That's good. You did really good there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. And if you love it, great. If not, we don't care.
We don't care.
Yep. That's all we got. Bye.
Bye. That was a good one.
Oh, and that story I was telling at the very start, we made that up. I stole that from a movie. That didn't happen. Just so you know.